Hey everybody, making sure I'm live here. Okay. Hello, this is our Wake Up Wednesday. We are here live in our business building group here on Facebook. And each week we're leveling up in doTERRA. Um, Sometimes we just need a wake up call. And I will tell you, this week has definitely been a wake up call for me. Um, just as I'm feeling parched with that water, I am um, just over the past couple of weeks, I have been, um, I want to be honest with you guys. I want to share with you just some of the things that I'm dealing with right now. I've been very discouraged lately, been having just this scarcity mindset. And right now I've been feeling quite a bit disconnected to my customers, to our builders as a whole. I'm feeling very overwhelmed with starting homeschooling this week with all three of my boys. You know, keeping wellness happening in our family through eating whole foods and um, uh, trying to cull out a home that I've been living in for 20 years, trying to downsize and purge and release things, and and recently purchasing an RV and trying to clean that up a bit. And honestly, it's too much. It's very overwhelming. And as moms, we want to be all things to all people, and we want to be able to help everybody. And so I've made kind of an executive decision to step away from doTERRA for about a month or two, and and just take care of the things that that I need to take care of. And so I just wanted to share that here with you. And I want you to, I hope that you understand. And I want you to think through kind of just how you feel about that statement of what I just shared with you. Maybe maybe you feel a little bit of relief. Phew. I never really resonated with Amy anyway, and I'm glad she's kind of out of my face for a little while. Maybe maybe you're feeling a bit bummed because you're relying on some support from other people who've been there, done that, maybe gone before you. And although that where we are in this business, we can afford to take a few days off here and there, and obviously take vacations and things like that. Although we don't really do that, right? Just because of our lifestyle right now, this moment. But how would you feel if we just stopped for a while? And here's the thing, what if I didn't even share this with you? What if I just stopped? I stopped all business support groups that we have. I stopped sharing with you things that we learned from corporate. I stopped sharing with you, meeting with you when you reach out. What if I stopped meeting with people in your downline? Maybe that you are not even supporting right now. What if I stopped reaching out to people that I see that have needs and I know I have solutions for them? What if I just stopped all of that? I didn't even communicate that with you. I just stopped and walked away. I want you to think through how that would make you feel. And And I want you to think through, what do you think that would do to our business? Not only my business, but your business. Think about that. Comment below, even if you're watching the replay, what you think that would do to the business, my business, and then also your business and the businesses around you. And we're going to kind of flesh that out a little bit more here in just a minute. Those of you who don't know me, if you're joining us on YouTube watching the replay, my name's Amy Miller. I am like really thirsty today. My husband Jim and I, we are the founders of 3 Life Essentials. We believe in supporting those who either want to know or are living a more natural lifestyle. And we have chosen to partner with doTERRA. We love to commit and align ourselves with this effort that doTERRA has, focusing on providing natural solutions for families' healthcare needs. And we've been somewhat successful in it. And we want to help you be successful with it as well. And so just kind of backing up through that scenario of what I just shared with you guys about pausing our doTERRA business, or just not even sharing that with you and just pausing it without communicating any of those things to you. This is not to toot my own horn, but believe it or not, this would affect your businesses as well. This is not saying how great I am, but when we walk through a door that God has placed before us, whether that's doTERRA, whether that's homeschooling, whether that's working a full-time corporate job, whether that's whatever God is choosing for your role to be in life, whenever we walk through that door, God has placed us in that place and time and season for a purpose and to be fulfilling that. And if we just walk away from that, it impacts everyone around us, not just us. And sometimes we might pause our business or what we're doing because we're overwhelmed. Maybe we're overwhelmed with life in general or circumstances. Maybe it's because we feel like we've lost our passion for doing this. Maybe we've lost the why of why we even started doing this in the first place. I want you to comment below with if you have felt like this at all, wanting to pause or wanting to walk away. I want you to comment with what were your thoughts going through your mind? What were you thinking through? And honestly, it's a normal thing in this business to want to quit, because it's difficult, it's challenging. But gosh, can't you think of all the things in your life that are challenging but have been worlds beyond rewarding? Most of the things that, if we are living a life serving and following God, most of the things that He calls us to do are so far beyond ourselves, so like big and overwhelming and way too challenging, and oh, I'm sorry, God, I can't do that, it's too hard. But are so valuable and so rewarding and so life-changing that, yes, it's natural, normal to want to just quit or stop or pause when it gets a little too overwhelming, or we feel like we've lost our why, or we feel like I've lost our passion, or maybe we feel like we've failed. Hello? Maybe we feel like we've failed at this, and so we don't want to continue on and keep doing what we know we should be doing. And so, as someone who has gone before you and been successful in this business, I have to tell you, consistency is key. Over the past couple weeks, we've been talking through some of these C's of being successful in doTERRA. We've talked about commitment. We've talked about being capable and how we're not capable. And this week we're talking about consistency, and this is key. Um, whether you are doing this business as a hobby, a part-time hobby, or whether you are full on doing this as a full-time business, consistency is key. Um, you can't just start and stop and start and stop and expect to be successful. You can't. Um, even when it's overwhelming. We've talked about before how doTERRA is really a company that supports personal development and pays you to grow personally. And that may seem strange to maybe some of you, maybe just starting out. But it's true. If you are not open to growing as a person, spiritually, emotionally, relationally with people, then you need to reach out to your upline right now and get out. Because this is, in order to move forward in any way in this business, whether your hobby, full-time business, you have to be open to growing as a person. And so if you're overwhelmed and want to walk away and pause for a while, then reach out to someone in your upline, crossline, probably not downline, but reach out to someone and ask them, what did you do when you were overwhelmed? What can I do? How can I shift? How can I, if you are wanting to pause or stop because you feel like you're not passionate about this anymore, if you've lost the reason why you started doing this, then go back to the very first people that you enrolled and talk with them about how they've impacted your life. Go back to the person who introduced you. Start growing as a person and figuring out, digging deep about why was this important to you in the first place. And then thirdly, if you maybe are wanting to pause or start or stop again because I forgot what my other reason was that a lot of people do this is anybody on with me live? Say hello and help me out here. I'm trying to remember. If you've wanted to pause or stop or start, back and forth, maybe because you have forgotten why you started this, or even maybe you feel like you don't even know where you're going, or maybe you're tired, then take the time to level up. Take the time to see where those areas of weakness are, and talk with people, talk with your upline, talk with maybe someone else who's gone before you and gone wherever you're wanting to go, and see what they did, because we've all been through those different circumstances. And imagine if I decided to walk away for 2 months right now. Now, there's a hole that I'm leaving out in team, and there may be a time and place later on in our business, maybe when we're Blue Diamond, Presidential Diamond, where we can step away for those periods of time because the leadership is there, and people are fulfilling holes and things. But if we just pause and walk away, then it's difficult. So it's difficult on everybody, and it impacts it impacts everybody's businesses. So so consistency really is key. And even I just have a perfect example of someone who has continued to be consistent. Now, I will say, and this person actually is Veronica Ackley. Now, I will say, and I'm not speaking about her things that she hasn't already said herself. Early on in her business, she was not consistent, and it impacted not only her upline but also her downline. her upline wasn't able to rely on her as a leader, and neither was her downline. And it created some disconnect, some disharmony among people. And once she came on board, it has been a struggle to try to gain that leadership role back in many ways for her. But I will tell you, um, over the last probably year and a half or so, she has shown such consistency and is a beautiful example of someone who, many of you know, she was greatly impacted by Hurricane Harvey, and her whole home flooded. She lost most of her possessions, and um, I will tell you, it has not stopped her, and it has maybe slowed her down a little bit. For instance, she was going to be helping run our executive experience group over this last month, and she stepped away. And we've all stepped in and kind of helped take over that portion. But I will tell you, she has continued to reach out to her customers, has, as a flood victim herself, has reached out and given things and ministered to other flood victims. She's maintained a positive attitude, and even though it has caused her to have to pause a moment and kind of take a step back and slow things down a little bit, she has not stopped. She has not stopped. She's not stopped enrolling people. She's not stopped reaching out to people and loving on people and fulfilling the role that God has placed her in. And so I hope this hasn't been so too harsh of a Wake Up Wednesday, because that's not my intention. My intention is for you to be able to step back, and for this to be a little bit of a wake up call, for you to be able to step back and say, am I being consistent? Am I consistently reaching out to the people that I've said that I would be responsible for? As an enroller, we have committed to saying that we will help those people that we've enrolled, whether they're customers, builders. And if you already have done that, maybe you've taken times where you've stopped for a season, and you meant to stop for maybe a week or two, which led into a month or two, which led into 6 months, which maybe even led into a year or so. And you're not really sure where to begin. Or even if you feel like you've failed and you're not sure how to start back again. That's the beauty of this business, is that people get to see you pick yourself back up and start over again. And it makes a world of difference when you reach out to people that you just say, you know what, I really dropped the ball, and I didn't reach out to you when you really needed some help, or I was not really helpful to you as a customer, and I really want to make things right. And so what can I do? I'd like to schedule an appointment where we can maybe, where I can connect with you again. That goes worlds with people. And let me tell you, they will regain a huge respect for you in seeing that you really do care about them. And it's not that you haven't cared before, but sometimes we get caught up in our own personal things that we forget the purpose that God's called us to. So whether it's from failure, whether it's from thinking that we've lost our passion, or whether we're overwhelmed, get back up and ask God to help you, who is the author of constant. He is the one who is constant, who is never changing, who is the king of consistency. Ask him how to help you gain that consistency again, and he will. And he'll help you be successful in your business in this way. I hope this has been of value to you guys today, and we'll connect back next week, where we're going to be talking through communication. So that should be a really great one and a good topic for us to discuss. And I hope that if you're watching this on the replay, comment below with your thoughts and your feedback. I'd love to hear more from you. I learned so much from you guys, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.